Yellow. Hello, my fabulous people. Today's going to be a super short live because I have to go do something, and today's schedule has just been ping, 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 ping. So I'm going with the flow. I'll be on for maybe about 15 minutes. It is Thursday. It's money day. It's Jupiter day. And hello, Planting with Faith. How are you? It's great to meet you. Where are you tuning in from? Today I want to talk about success and spellbinding, brujería, abundance, and boss energy. Hi, nice to meet you. Hello, Barbara. How are you? It's a fabulous time to be doing a lot of your plant magic, your candle magic, since we just had the equinox, the eclipse, the new moon. So energy is growing right now. If there are things in your life that you haven't handled and haven't healed through, or still allowing yourself to be subjected to, especially when it comes to money, because today we're talking about money, you're going to be feeling it right now. You're going to be feeling it right now because the energy in September is going to amplify whatever you haven't looked at per se. USA, amazing. How are you all doing in the chat energy wise? What's been happening for you? What's been going on with your money? Are you manifesting certain things? Feel free to share it. Also, this is live Q&A, so you're welcome to ask me questions. Again, I'll be on for like 15 minutes. And I've also been doing Tarot 10 and some of the other lives. I probably won't have time to do it today, but if you need spiritual questions answered with tarot, we can also do that as well, if there's time. But also, tonight for Z School for the Gifted, we're doing divining with plants. So I'm going to teach everybody a really great meditation, mini shamanic journey to connect with the plant that they are bringing to class. And then I also read energy and answer their spiritual questions. So you still have time to sign up. The class is at 7 p.m. GMT5. So wherever you are, I don't know. I don't know. It's 5 here, so it might be 3 Pacific right now. So a couple hours later, I don't know. I'm not doing that. So something that I do want to tell everybody when it comes to doing your spell binding for success or crowns of success, whether you do brujería, still believe in God, whatever, this is a very open space. I believe in all energies working together, and it's just a matter of what is most comfortable for you. Question, how much is it? Yeah, so I teach 3 times a week. Tonight's class is $22. And it's Z School for the Gifted. I can actually drop the link for you so that you have it. And then on Mondays, I teach Magic to Market for anybody who has divinely led businesses. You can come and get free, like not free, but you can come and get business coaching also for $22. And then tomorrow on Fridays, I do like generational healing, self-love, magnetizing work, that sort of stuff. We also do some trauma things as well, healing father and mother wounds. All that is usually on Friday. It's the art of love and magnetism. So I do want to mention to everybody, when it comes to working with plants or your herbal allies, they're only going to work as far as the energy you also possess, because plants have very, very high frequencies, and a lot of the time humans or our own souls or our own energy actually has to rise to meet the energy of a plant. And there's steps that you should take in order to begin foraging or to work with those plants. We're going to be going over that tonight. But really, when it comes to boss energy and manifesting abundance or prosperity into your life, you also have to have done the inner work to get to that place, right? Doing your generational healing, doing your ancestral healing, making sure that you really let go of your past ways of living, because boss energy, when you think of boss energy, and you're welcome to write it in the chat, like, what do you normally think of? Is it a person? Is it like an item, or is it the way that someone moves? Like, you know how someone, if they walk into a room, you just kind of know that they are confident. You just know that they're empowered. You know that they're owning their life. They own it. And the same thing has to happen when it comes to doing success spells, crowned success, opening the roads, whether or not you work with Eshua or Alegua or Papa Legba, whichever name that you use. Abundance of prosperity, because if you just try and magnetize abundance, you're going to get abundance of whatever energy you are at that moment. Comes when you can reflect that energy, right? Because our surroundings, our finances, our life of success happens because we are also that frequency. And a lot of times people are constantly trying to rush their path. In Hoodoo, it's almost like you pull on the cords, or the moments of your life, you try and pull them forward to you, but you might not be emotionally equipped or mentally equipped to be able to handle it during that time. And so that's when you see sometimes people go back on the karmic wheel to learn their lesson once again. And it can be like a full year's lesson. The way that they move. Yeah, exactly. Right. You can tell the way they speak. Maybe they walk with confidence. And I've always enjoyed when I see people walk into the room with like quiet confidence, because that also tells me that they're not concerned about what people think. They just know who they are. So they're comfortable moving in their own energy. They're not very showy, like any of that stuff. So being in your boss energy is going to be unique for every single person. So I invite you all today, again, as I mentioned, because we just had a new moon and the light is magnetizing, that you plant new seeds tonight and do some scripting, do some journaling around how you can tap into your boss energy. Like, what would it take? Who would you have to become in order to feel that frequency? Even if you are not like an entrepreneur, because I feel sometimes when we think about boss energy, people automatically think about entrepreneurs. I'm not quite sure why. But you don't necessarily have to be your own boss to tap into boss energy. I worked in the corporate realm for a very long time, very, very long time. I did a lot of coaching for people inside, and it really came down to maintaining the same boundaries that you live day to day in the corporate space, and understanding the corporate language, right? And it really started to show as most important when people would be asking for promotions, or dealing with a boss, or other levels of people who weren't quite understanding or appreciative or of the work that you do or did every single day. That was my situation for a long time. And then the higher I got, the stiffer my boundaries had to become. And when I began to do that, like, I found that I was more easily able to ask for more money because I knew my worth, right? And that directly ties into how you do your success work. And that's why sometimes people are like, I did the spell, but then I only got a small amount of money. It's like, well, one, it worked. So let's celebrate that. Two, you will always get the frequency that you are. So the more that you focus on growing and expansion and doing your healing, the better your success workings are going to be, the better your earth workings are going to be. And so I needed to hear this confirmed. Yay, awesome. Which part? Are you in corporate life, or let me know in the chat what is really resonating for you all. And in the corporate life, it really looked, for me, I can tell you some very specific things, which I loved. I worked for a while in an open concept, space. And so it was really easy for people to come interrupt me all of the time while I was in workflow or trying to do things. And I started to put a sign on my thing around like how they were supposed to approach me, because we didn't have walls and things like that. And then if someone came up and just started talking about work, I would say, hi, how are you? Just interrupt them and then get them to like focus. Or if they were asking too many questions, I would be like, it sounds like you have a lot of questions that you need answered, but I am not the person to do that. Like, please go find your answers and then come back to me when you are ready. Because you don't have to take on so much energy from other people. And the reason why you have to do that, even outside of work with your friends and things like that, so that when you do go to do your working, you have all the energy that you need. You have all the energy that you need to manifest, because being in that attraction energy makes your crown of success working so much stronger, because the universe wants to see you successful, but the universe doesn't want to give you money and success unless you can handle it, right? So you might be going through trials and tribulations to see if you're going to make the right decision, to see if you're going to set that boundary, and then a little bit more money comes, and then you set another boundary, and then the universe is like, okay, how about this, right? And so continue to do your work and continue to heal. Just applied from a corporate job that day. Wow. For a corporate job today. How do you feel about it? How do you feel? You should do a candle working for it if it's something that you really want. Or you're welcome to look at my candle workings if you need assistance. They come with a tarot reading as well, and advice. I'll give you some advice about your life. See, everything happens for a reason. You're always manifesting opportunities into your life. And Barbara, if you are wanting to or plant with faith, everyone's welcome to come to class tonight to get your questions answered. It doesn't matter what it is. Or you can just come be a part of the community. Once you join a Z School for the Gifted, you get access to the private chat. So we'll be in a group with folks who are also enlightened and on their path of learning and leaning into spirit and their ancestors and guides and things like that. Excited. I do need assistance. Yay. Awesome. Yeah. I'm glad you're excited. I will put also in the chat just the general link. These are all the workings that I have right now and offerings. So if at any time anybody needs like candle working, tarot reading, you can also, I'll put this up on the screen. You can also text Soul Tarot to this number, and it'll give you an option if you want to do text tarot where you can ask your question, or you can do a personal reading. Both links will be there. But really do your best right now. Also, like, I love that you just applied for something that you wanted, because the energy is growing. And so that will automatically start to open your roads also. There's something else I was going to say, but I can't quite remember. I have like 1 or 2 more minutes left, and then I have to go. But, manifesting prosperity in an abundant way where it almost feels miraculous requires a deep trust in your path. The universe, God, Buddha, Allah, like whatever you believe in, because you can't do it alone. But it's a co-creation with the universe, right? Because money is infinite. And so if you doubt yourself, or you doubt magic or brujería or your ancestors, that's what's going to be reflected back to you. Like sometimes I like I will talk to people when they start to really question candle workings and all that stuff, because I'm like, well, you're going to manifest. I'm like, if you don't believe in it and you're scared, you're going to manifest an outcome that doesn't work well, because you don't believe that it'll work well. And that has nothing to do with me, right? The universe is infinite. It's limitless. And so your resources can be exactly the same if you're willing to trust and you're willing to let go. And I think I shared this on another live that someone at church had prayed over me once, and it like really helped me release a mindset, and they were just praying that may the money that I need always be there. And it let me kind of like let go, right? And sometimes as you're manifesting prosperity and success, it's okay to not manifest big. Like you don't have to do really these things. Like if you just want to live a comfortable life and be happy and not have to worry about vacation time or like having the freedom and ease, like surrender to that. Like I feel like on social media, a lot of people are like hyper fixated on manifesting wealth and fame and all these things, but really they just want to be seen. They just want to be seen. So when you're doing your workings, think of that too. Like, what do you actually want? Like, what do you want to feel? What do you want to do? Who do you want to talk to? How do you want to wake up that day? And then allow the magic to work. So that is it, my friends. I'm going to head out. I know this was a very quick live, but I'm sending you lots of love. Hi, Elle. Hi, y'all. I'm going to head out and I will see you all tonight at class. And I'm super excited. I can't wait to teach about divining with plants. I am going to be dropping the class schedule for the entire rest of the year. So you can choose what classes you want to go to. You can book them ahead of time, like whatever you want to do. And it'll be for all 3 classes taught during the week, literally until the end of December. And there's also an integration calendar link that you could use with Google if you want that. You'll find it in the description if you're on YouTube. And I will talk to you soon. Ciao. I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.